Hello, can you guys hear me? Yes, sir.
यस।
इतने टाइम लगा रहे हो यार, कोई तो बोलो।
नहीं सर, वॉइस नहीं आ रही।
Yes, sir.
हाँ, okay, okay. So I hope everyone has done the installation part. Okay, those is anyone
Yes,
is,
sir.
you can let me know right now. At least in Anaconda and Visual Studio Code. In just these two. Of others you haven't installed, doesn't matter. Uh, we we will look through it after some time. But everyone has done this. If anyone has issue, just type in the chat or say. Otherwise, we will move forward. One more thing that you said, remember, we need to install this to Visual C++ redistributable for Visual Studio 2015. Not necessarily right now, but in the future, when not, I don't think so. In this course, there will be some issue for that. But after that course, if some kind of major error comes and you cannot even solve that, remember that this need to be done there. Okay, so. Remember, just remember this, that and this is already in your shared notes, will always be there, so you guys can have that. Someone from my team is actually working on your yesterday's video and uploading it on the channel. As soon as they will do it, and also I will hand over the today's session also. So as soon as they do it, I will send you the link to in the group to our channel. Okay. So first thing first, let's just revise whatever we did yesterday. What we did is we installed Anaconda with our favorite in our favorite environment, whatever it will be Windows, Mac, or Linux, or whatever it is. Most of the, I think, people have Windows. Some of the some of you have might install this Visual Studio Code also, and with these three extensions that we need. Sir, I installed Anaconda for Windows 10, but after installing they don't work properly, and Spider app and Jupyter app also not open proper. So that's what I was asking Chanchal, that is anyone having issue. So others, the one or two people, those who have the issue yesterday, they contacted me after the workshop, and their problem is hopefully gone right now. Okay, so you might be opening the incorrect version or incorrect file or something. Yes sir, I reinstalled, but same problem will come. Yeah, connect me after this session. Okay, we can have a short Zoom call only for you, and we will see what issue you have, and also mention your system configuration here right on the chat. Okay, so okay sir, thank you. So we installed this three extensions. What is the necessity of this extension will actually be shown in very end of this all session that we are doing. Okay, will not be soon shown to you. Right here, I'll explain this. Using Anaconda extension pack, actually you get all the Anaconda variables into the Visual Studio Code, so it's easier to handle. Then using Prettier, actually it's a code formatter, whatever language you write in, then Python or in JavaScript or in C++ or in PHP, it basically puts your codes very beautifully, shows your code very beautifully. Later on, we will understand this problem when we reach to list, and then also tuples, and then dictionaries. When there will be nested dictionaries, there is tough to see these things. Means a dictionary inside a dictionary or list inside a list, it's tough to see this, or a dictionary inside a list, it's tough to see those inside the code. So using Prettier, we actually do that thing. Okay, I will also introduce you to one thing that is called JSON, but that is actually not very much required for our course as a beginner, but it's a very good way to do that. Means to pass the data and see the data. Then also we installed the Python compiler itself into this Visual Studio Code, and we are all set for the Python. We opened the Python. I specifically told lots of you that you have to type in the search bar Anaconda Navigator, and then from there use you have to open this Anaconda Navigator, not Anaconda prompt or anything else. Some of you were clicking on that conda install exe that was on your desktop. You doesn't have to do that. That's already once installed. You have to do this thing, Anaconda Navigator, or after that you can do this, just pin it to that start or the taskbar. That is, it will come here in the below, so that for the next time when you start it, it will be very easier to do it. You doesn't have to go and search for it. Then after doing this, we launched the Jupyter Notebook, and in the Jupyter Notebook, we first made a folder. In that folder, we went into that folder after renaming this, using this check mark button and clicking on rename and adding any name to it. We renamed it, and after renaming, we simply double clicked on that folder to enter that folder, and now we were ready to start with the Python. Then we selected this Python 3 as our absolute environment. Anyone if is using Python 2 or seeing Python 2, let me know. Okay, because we are not coding in Python 2. At Python 2, do not learn anything on Python 2 because it's already gone era. From 2020, they have discontinued that model. Then we have this Jupyter Notebook where we will do everything. So to understand that what Jupyter Notebook is, this was the hello. Someone is unmuted. Yeah. So this was what the menu bar, and this was the toolbar. This was the code cell where we will write the code. Okay. As I already told you, in Python, we can do each line by line that my code is correct or not. Like right now, if I write something here and I press this run or shift enter, this code, this line, the whatever code is written in this first line can be checked that it is correct or not. So it is so simple. You doesn't have to write hundreds or thousands of lines of code and check it for the bugs. Okay, that's what the issue was with the other editors and other things. So that's why we choose Jupyter Notebook. Then okay, this already I've you understood. This is to save the button. This is to add a new cell. Means if you want to add a cell above or below, you can cut the cell, copy, paste the cell. You can move a bit up and down between the cells. This is to run the code. This is to interrupt whatever the code is going on. This is to refresh, and this is to select the markdown formats and others. This is what we will see right now. Okay. And we seen the notebook menu options also, like whatever the things are there in it. Then I already told you that this thing is very important. Inserting cell above a cell below, sometimes you have to write write 10 lines of code to execute a particular thing, then and you miss something in between, so there you can go and click the cell above or cell below button, and you can insert new data into that. I already told you these two are very important to do that, like running the cells selectively, running all the cells selectively, doing below and above functions. And on the kernel, you can restart the kernel, you can restart and clear all the output. We will show this over the course, that how we are using this. Restart and run all the code. We can shut down the kernel and can also even change the kernel. If someone has selected Python 2, and if it is showing, you can reselect it from here as Python 3. Okay. So these two things has been done. As we can see in this GIF that we just did the first thing, like print out this thing by running this cell, and it just prompted out test code, whatever is written inside the braces. So this is what we did. Now after this, let's move forward towards the next section. Till now, no one has any issues? Everyone has understood everything? I keep on asking so that if anyone has any issues, just let me know. Understanding this much of Jupyter Notebook. No. Okay. So we will move forward on Python installations. After Python installations, we will move forward towards what we can do. Here, I'm just showing you that how I'm going to open this here. I'm just searching for an Anaconda Navigator, and we will open first the Anaconda prompt. I'm actually doing that and checking the Python version of mine. Okay, just see. This is you can do also. Just type in your command prompt. It will say tell you Python space version # version also will show. Or if you just write Python, it will enter into the Python editor, and there also you can see this Python 3.7.6 comes up. Okay. And there also again that same Jupyter notebook things can be done here. Means right now we are inside a Python environment and can instead of using Jupyter notebook, we can do this here. Every line of this three arrows is a like a Jupyter line over here. Okay, every line can be rechecked and other things can be done. We as you can see, we are doing 2 plus 3 also, so it is giving calculator functions also. We can do that for 2 into 5 also, giving 10 results. I will do this right now in the Jupyter notebook. My version is 3.7.3. That's great. Doesn't matter. Any version third is great to have with us. Okay. So after that, this next thing that these things we will do. How to check that in Python version uh, in your environment, actually in your Jupyter notebook. We will try to do that. So this is what actually in the GIF we are showing. This is a comment. How to do commenting? Just use a hash before that. You can use one hash, two hash, any kind of thing. So this is what we are commenting. Like it will not be thought of as a code. We write this comments in the code so that we, whenever we revisit that code, we understand that what has happened over there. So you should, as a coder, as a programmer, you should have this habits of entering comments while running the codes. Okay. On pressing the enter, it moves to the next line, not the next cell. Remember this. Just if you press only the enter, and if I just press shift enter, then it will move to the next line. Okay, next cell means it will execute that code. That I already told you. If I press the shift enter key, it will execute that particular cell which we are editing into, and then it will move to the next cell. It will be same as running the cell. Okay, it moves to the next cell, and see nothing is prompted out because this is all this is all whatever is seen here is actually uh, a comment. It's not is a comment. It's not a code right now. So Python understand this via this hash symbol. Okay, using this hash symbol, you tell Python that do not execute any code software. Do not try to understand this. It's just a comment for my reference only. Okay, for my or the coders other coders reference only. Okay, so next thing is this. We will try to print the version system version of it. This will, the second line will print the Python version, the third will print the system version, means our computer's version. Then version info it will print, our system's version info it will print. Next three lines is not important. Important thing is we are printing the Python version here. So we will just import a library called sys. It's do not go into what is libraries or these things right now. I will explain it later on, means not today, very later on. But understand that just by writing import sys and print Python version, we can print out this Python version 3.7.6. Okay, so let's start doing that for ourselves. You can also do that in parallel. Okay, so let me open up Jupyter notebook. I think which one is this? Yes, this is, I think, yes. So we have done this. The installations we have done already. I already told you this is a comment and other things. Right now, right now, I will show you certain kernel commands. Like I will click this restart and clear output. So all the outputs will be removed and it will be restarted. Like it will prompt me that do you want to restart and clear output? Yes, okay, I want to do that. So see, all the outputs have removed. Now I can do one thing. Either I can run all the cell by clicking this, or I can go individually and click shift enter or this run. Either this run I click, or either I can go and do shift shift enter. Okay, Govind Patidar has some issue, I think. So again, this is see this. There are two lines here in this cell, printing hello world, and this is a comment. So what it will print out? It will print out hello world. Okay, it will only print out hello world. So just right now, let me remove this. This is not required. We will just want the Python version. Oh, sorry, I forgot to. There is need of it actually. There is need of it. We actually need it because we need this line actually, sys version info that. Before that, it cannot know the Python version. Okay, so to know the Python version, we go with system version. Okay, so we are printing basically the 4 lines. The Python version, this is the first line that we are printing. This is here. Then this is system version. That system version is what? This Python version. Okay. Then version info we can get. This version info is of Python version, that is measure 3 minus. Do not go in details of it. It's not exactly like required right now. So this is all you can do. You can do this. Let me go into Google Drive now. I have not opened it today. Go to Drive. This is shared notes. Here I will put the command. Better, I will not be doing this spoon feeding always. So better be ready from next time that you guys have done on your own. Try these. Everyone try these. Okay. Next time I will just be do this on screen, and you have to do it on your own. Try these in different cells. If anyone has any issue, let me know. Done, sir. Very good, very good. No one has any issues. Everyone can see their own version. Is anyone's version is shown to Python version 2 something? Right now, there's many people are doing this. Yes, Mushkan, you have this issue. Does anyone have this issue that they receive a version version 2 point something or 2.6 something? No. Okay. I hope it doesn't happen to anyone. So we are actually cross-checking these so that we are on the same page. Whatever I teach can be imparted there. If someone is trying, like right now, if I want to do this, okay, I will do this. It will create an error. I cannot have the commands of 2.7 running in 3.7 and 3.7 commands running in 2.7. Okay. I will share these notes also. I will share these as we go through. I will share these files also. Like this file I will share today with you guys. Okay. So next after this, let's move towards the very important library. Okay. Let's talk about the Python very important thing, that is built-in commands. I'm not saying that these are all. This is the Galaxy A2. This is name. So I'm not saying that this is all the built-in commands are. There are various other more than 60, 70 built-in commands are there. So I'm not saying that this all commands is all you need. There are various other commands you will need that we will come across one by one. So by far, whatever we need initially, I have mentioned it here, like print command, type command, ABS, bin, bool, character, ASCII, hexa, dictionary, dir, float, int, format, help, input, length, and these all kind of commands. So I will explain some of them, and some of them you will understand on your own. You can try that at home. Those marked in red, that is print, type, ABS, bin, bool, float, int, format, help, input, length, round, str. These all we will do on our own here. We will do this, and these green ones, you can try on your own. Like it's very simple. Character will give what the if we pass any ASCII value inside this character, it will give the character of it. If we pass any character in the ASCII value inside this parenthesis, so what it will give? It will give the ASCII value. Similarly goes if we have done for bin and bool, we can do for hexa. Okay. Then max and min, obviously we understand that it will give the maximum out of it, maximum of whatever inside this parameter, and min will be the minimum inside of it. These are very much used inside loops and conditional statements. This like hexa, this oct is will give octal will octave value of it, and then this PWO will give the power. Like we want to write 2 to the power 5, so we can write it here in the parenthesis of it. I will give you certain notes like kind of thing where you will see these examples. Okay, we will check these functions like print. What does print do? We have already seen what the print do. These are built-in commands. So understand that why Python coding is very easily can be done, very can be done in a very small amount of codes, can be written in very few lines. Like I was going through my Facebook today, after a lot of time I was there. So I seen one post into a forum on of data science. Like there was one Tom and Jerry kind of pic was there where Jerry was beating Tom and was saying that what C++ developer write in thousands lines, be Python developer write in 10 lines of code. So that's very true of it. And this is because of these built-in commands, perfectly rounded up, completely getting upgraded with versions and versions coming up with Python 4, that will be a stable version. So lots of things are happening around in these things. Okay, we can using the beta versions, you can attain a lot of things, customization you can do. So we will understand these and many more. So let's move towards our Jupyter notebook, and we'll try these all command one by one. Again, now this time I won't copy it. Watch your screen and do it. Okay, so I think these are the basic commands. Okay, so I've already mentioned these all here. I will try this one by one. So this we have already seen, print hello world. You might have also done this. Now what will ABS -7 will do? Can anyone guess? Guess or no? Obviously many of you will know this. अरे कोई तो जवाब दो. 7. Yes, it will give a absolute value, means it will remove that negative like modulus in mathematics. Now what will bin 7 will give? Anyone? What does bin stands for? Can anyone guess or something? Yes, it will give the binary value. It will give 0B111. Why it is 0B? To denote that it is binary. Same thing for if we do bull command, like bull 1, if we do, it will give a true. 1 is true and 0 is false. So for 0 it will give false. Okay. Now we are trying to understand data types. Okay, we are trying to understand what type of data types are there. As we seen up here, we have seen this print command already, ABS also already, bin already, bool already. Type we haven't dealt with. We will deal in some time. Now it's checking what does float does, what does int does. Okay, so as the name suggests, that will do. It will create a floating variable 1.5. Now we check the type. Okay, type is what whatever variable was set. What is the type of it? It is a floating type, it is an integer type, it is a string type. What type it is? So when we type when we type 1.5, it says float. Now let's see what happens for int 1.5. Okay, someone is saying it will give 1. Exactly, it will give 1. Okay, so it will give 1. What happened is here, it actually printed out the integer value, because we have clearly forced Python right now that give me the int value of 1.5. Don't give me the floating value. So now when we type 1, it will give integer value. If we save into some variable and then print it out, it will give us the integer value only and will tell us the type 1 only. Okay. Now let's come back here. We have done float, integer, and type already. Now this is a very important one, this format. Okay, what is implicit cast typing? Can you explain, Abhinav Punase? I'm waiting for you. Muskan, you can also answer. Anyone can answer. What is this implicit typecasting? I was saying it is doing implicit typecasting. One one thing I will tell you, a very small story I will tell you, not story, a small suggestion I will tell you. There is a very unique way to learn a thing. Okay. Never ever try to learn bigger words, bigger concepts initially. Okay. Even if you know now, try to forget it. Why I'm telling you this? uh, you will keep on focusing on learning these things. I'm not saying that this is wrong. Okay, this whatever you said is correct and whatever the others are saying is correct, but the thing is, when we are learning something, we should not learning when we are doing something. What we should focus on, we should focus on not the words. We should focus on the things what it does. Okay, that means the more built-in commands that you can remember, the better you can code while referring to the nodes. Okay, so we will understand this format command. Can anyone tell me what format command does? Dot format is actually, it is like dot format. Can anyone tell me what is format? I will show you. Okay, you can see this here. I have done nothing, just defined to delete something. No, to delete something. No, it is not. Implicit casting means conversion of data. भैया मेरे को पता है, changing into another data type. No, we are not changing into another data type. I am asking about dot format and the code is over here. No one? Implicit casting me वाले कहाँ गए? String concatenate. We are going to print 2 and 3. Format is a file type. Google कर लो. Format is an storage in a computer file. Chalo, let's see what happens. Okay, let's do this. What is happening is this format is very much used when we are displaying certain data from certain other variables into our computer. Here we are defined a as equal to 2 and b is equal to 3. And what we are trying is using this dot format. This is the string that Python will print out actually. But instead of printing out a and b, a's value as 0 and 1, what we are printing the values that we have saved up here already. Yeah, you told. Thank you very much. Where you told? We are going to print 2 and 3. You said you didn't said it will print out a is equal to 2 and b is equal to 3. So okay, fine, you said that. So it is actually used to fetch various data that is needs to be uh, printed out at various places. Okay, what does this help will do? Everyone knows that whatever help we need from the Python library, we can fetch it here. If we write any about any command or any built-in functions or anything, it will give. So I will skip that. What does this input will do? Please elaborate more. Dot format. Okay. Okay, I will explain again. See, Vipul and any one of you who is not saying right now, what we are doing is currently we were just printing the values. Okay, we were just printing 1.5, 1.5, but this is not the way we do as a coder. So what we did is, instead of printing out directly, what we did is we could have printed out print a is equal to 2 and b is equal to 3. We could have printed it. We could have written it like this. Print a, sorry, a is equal to 2 and b is equal to 3. We could have done this also. So it will have printed out the same result. But certain times what happens is that right now we are writing these variables very easily. A is equal to 2, b is equal to 3. We are writing this usually that a is equal to 2 and then b is equal to 3. But certain times a will be equal to some other variable into some other variable divided by some other variable. B will also be into some other variable divided by some other variable. Okay, so it could be anything. So what and we cannot write it down hard coded. This is called hard coding. Okay, hard coding means just putting the value directly into this. This is not a good way to be a programmer. So what we are doing is we have defined a variable. A could be any other variable also, like C, D, E, and we can define C, anything other for C. And what we are doing here is we are trying to print this out. Okay, we will print whatever inside this inverted commas. Okay, but in wherever this is this curly brackets are, zero means the zero position of this format A B. So this is zero position, A is at zero position, B is at one position. So what will happen, whatever the A value be, A value is 2, A 2 will be actually be here, and the 3 the B value will be here. So what it prints out is A is equal to this A value, that is 2, and B is equal to 3. That's why it prints out the same thing. Okay, so see, the same command, same thing is being printed out, just a space is there. So this is what exactly is happening. Understood? Okay, now obviously, as Vipul said, Akshay said, it will take an input from of any number, anything. Instead, this is inside the parenthesis, whatever is written is nothing. It is just taking an input. So I can enter any name also, anything also. Just by mentioning enter a number, someone will understand in the code that they have to enter a number. If I've written enter your name, so it would have printed out enter your name, and you can enter your name then. And these things are usually taken to take the input from the user, like we used to do this for in C++ and Java also. We can do this. Okay, so we can enter any number, it will eventually go inside that program. So if what we can do is A is equal to enter a number. Okay, what we can do is A is equal to enter a number, let's say 1. Okay, so right now A's value we can check. Okay, we can check this A value. Sorry, we can check this A value. Let's print out A value. You can see we entered 1, that's why we are getting A. So you will say that here A was 2, so that has changed entirely right now here. As soon as we have changed the entire value of A, the A's new value is now 1. Okay, this is all happens within the code. From every cell to every cell, the data get changed. Okay. Now the next very much command, important one again, is this len command, and it is very handy command. Will always be used by you to know the length of anything. Like right now, you might not understand this, what is inside this curly bracket. Some of you might understand, some of you might not understand. It is a dictionary actually, or is it at least? Can anyone tell me? Those who are intelligent. What is this inside this curly bracket is called? Anyone? Is it a list? Oh, Vipul is saying list. Vipul is saying set. Aman is saying list. Sandeep is saying string. No, Sandeep, it's not a string. Anyone else Googling? It's an integer. Yeah, all the values are integer. That's correct. But I'm saying it is inside a curly bracket. Okay, if you doesn't know, you will eventually know within a day or two. So just understand that we need to know the length of it. Okay, sets. Okay, fine. Whatever you are saying, I will understand this. I will make you understand this from in upcoming classes. I don't think so. Tomorrow, day after tomorrow, or something like that, we will reach eventually there. So what is happening right now using this len command, if we display this data, it is saying 3. Just remember, it is saying 3. It is not saying 4. You can see 4 variables, 1, 2, 3, 4. Why? Because everything starts from 0. So it's 0. This, if I will say call this as this position, so 0 position will be 1. On the first position is the value is 2. On the second position the value is 2. On the third position the value is 3. what the position means, we will reach there when what these guys are saying in it is set, or it is a list, or it is a dictionary, or whatever it is. So we will reach there. Do not worry about this. Why is it inside a curly bracket? What does it mean? Do not go for that. I'm just measuring the length of it. Why is it necessary? There are certain times this can be a very longer loop. I doesn't know that there are hundreds of things inside this curly bracket. How will I know the length of it? To know the length of it of that data, we use the len command, and it's a very important thing when we move towards data science. Okay, like right now, let me open any Excel sheet. Actually a Korean Excel sheet was already open. Okay, do not go on the language actually. So like this, if someone gives me this data and I don't know till where this Excel sheet goes, I don't know where this goes. This is the 0 position, this is the 0 position, this is the 1 position, this is 2, this is 3. I know this 0, 1, 2, 3. I can keep on doing this. But what about the last position? I don't know about the length of the data. Okay, so to understand, to get that data, I can use the len command on this second row and get the length of it. Okay, so this is what we can do. So len command is one of the very important command. Keep remember this. I will tell you, this input command is very important, help command is very important, this len command is very important. Then this format command is very much usually very widely used while coding in the future. Not obviously in this course you will not, so you will say that sir कहीं नहीं use हुआ. It was never used. It was never used. It might be used. It was never used. But to understand that these commands are very important, and this help command is always handy. If you forget anything, you can just use this help command to know about any built-in library. You can try to know about any libraries installed in your computer. Okay. So this is len command. We have done this. Okay. Now there is a round. Obviously, as the name suggests, it will round it up. Like if we write 5.6, it will round up to 5.6. 5.6. Yes, Vipul is correct. It will round up to 6. Estimation, we studied it in maths. We studied it in maths in very earlier school classes, third or fourth thing it is. So it will round up to the next positive variable. If it is 5.4, what will be the output? 5. Obviously, some of you have already written that. So it will round up to the lowest variable. So 0.5, 5 is the half of any variable. So it works onto that. Okay. So like right now, if it will round up 2.5, it will give me 2. For till 0.5, less than and equal to 0.5, it works. Estimation works in mathematics. Estimation works till 0.5, and after anything like 0.51 also, if we will type, it will move towards the incremental. Okay. Now here it is. There are very important thing. What is the output of this? Okay, it is hello. What will be the output of this str7? Okay, anyone else wanna give try? Tanishka is saying it is 7. Sujit is saying 7. It will give 7. Okay, yes. Azim is saying is 7. Is it will be numerical, or Azim it will be in alphabets? Aziz, alphabets. No, Aziz, it will give us. That's why I was put it here. It will give us numerical, but what we type, print out the type of this. What will be the type of that? Vipul is saying int. Tanishka is saying str. Abhishek is saying str. Int 7. Numerical 7, but it is type. Its type is a string. Yes, its type is actually a string. Understand that why we do that. We can do that the vice versa for any numerical thing also. Like we actually, I think, did that. No, we didn't did that. We can have done this with int and hello. Can we do that? Can I do this? What will be the output? What will be the output of this? Hello, int hello is not executed. Webple is saying hello. Error. Already tried, na? In Jupyter Notebook. Yeah, it will give error because it doesn't do the vice versa. Okay, it can't do the vice versa. But there are certain times we need to convert any integers and add it into any other variable. Okay, so for that purpose, Python has a built-in library called str, where we can call any integer variable also to as a str. Okay, and then as you can see, the str has a type. What is the type of it? Str. Okay, for that, if we have removed this str. Okay, let's do this. Let's remove str. It automatically turns into int. So what we were trying to do is we were trying to convert an int data into an str data. Do you guys get it? Obviously, I hope everyone has got that. Okay, so do you guys need this? Should I copy and paste this, or everyone has this? I will obviously, after this class, will share this all data. Actually, I want to save the time of this whole session. We have to learn a lot. I want you to guys to reach till NumPys and Pandas actually. Although it's not a part of the program, but somehow I want you to reach till that level where you can actually do something very great with your career. Okay, you will then actually enjoy Python. Like my first ever program in data science was detecting the uh, I had a data set in Excel format, okay, where it was various data points. I found it from Kaggle actually. Kaggle is someone was actually asking me other day that, sir, we will learn about Kaggle or not. Actually, I want you to reach that level, but for that we need to be very fast enough. We cannot keep on repeating things, but I have to take everyone into the class. That's why I've given it. So what my first ever data science code was, I was detecting, some of you might have done that also. I was detecting if I have a data set of Titanic, you remember that big ship, that Titanic movie, not, I am saying Titanic ship. So I have the data of who was on board of that Titanic ship, and based on his age, his male or female, children, or what kind of class passenger he is, or various other data kind of things. I have to predict that if someone new with different parameters, like my Kumar Saurav's names is put in, my age, I'm male, and my sex is put in, and everything, and then based on the data available already, that he died and he didn't die, I have to predict that Kumar Saurav will die or not. Okay, so I want you guys to reach at till that level, means at least a demo level one, but let's see what we can do. So I hope everyone has this. Should I give it, copy and paste it right now into this shared notes, or later it will work? Later it will work. Yes, later. Okay, great. So till now what we have learned is this thing. Okay, we have understood the built-in command. We are learning very fast. This is very great. This is good. We should learn this much fast actually. Now next thing is why we understood, there was one thing you remember, a is equal to 2, b is equal to 3. What was that? A was a variable. What type of variable? It was a int type of variable. If a is equal to some string we would have entered, then what a type will be? It will be a string type variable. So we need to understand what variables are, what are its advantages. So first of all, why variables are used? It is used to store the values. Okay, now Python advantages is, unlike any other programming languages, Python has no command for declaring variables. You can define it anyways. A variable is created the moment you assign first assign a value to it. It doesn't need to be inside a class. It doesn't need to be following any set of rules. So this is what the Python advantage is. Why we are learning Python, we should know. We should be able to tell the others, oh, I can do this very easily by this. Okay, the moment you like I have written in the first line of code a is equal to 2, in the next line if I will write a is equal to 3, immediately a variable's value will be changed from 2 to 3. So it is as simple as that. Obviously this also happens with the other kind of code, but declaring that variable is not a task inside Python. Okay, so basically the Python variable types can be these types. That what we were actually doing till now. Okay, we have already discussed Python integer and floats types. Much less foundation than C++. Yes, there's very less foundation than C++. Okay, so what we did is we have already done this Python integer and floats. Okay, we have done this. You guys have seen a is equal to 2 is an integer type of variable. Then if a is equal to 1.5, then it will be what? Float type variable. Then it could be string a is equal to hello. Okay, then what it will be? It will be what it will be? It will be a string type variable. We have also seen Boolean. I will go back to it. Okay, we have already I think done this. Sorry. Oh, sorry. Hold on. I will bring it here. Yes. Okay. So we have it here. See, we have already done with the Boolean type. We have already done with the integer type. Let's do it one by one. A is equal to 2. Then print A. What it will be? It will be 2. Like, in what is the type of A? Print type A. It is a variable and it is an integer type. Correct? I'm not sure where your chats went. Someone was writing something. Yeah, I entered it. Okay, now if I will say A is equal to hello, okay, and print A, and also let's print type A. What will be the output?
Error. Error.
Hello.
Sir, error.
Error. आ गया. Character. Hello. Error आया? किसी को error आया? किया किसी ने? Did anyone had error? I cannot actually. Your voice is very much breaking. I don't know who is speaking.
Sir, I think error, sir, error.
Error. Okay. Why is it error?
Because sir, hello is a string.
Yes. So sir, what we have done wrong?
Or double quotation also following.
Double quotation is missing, right?
Yes, sir.
And what if I single quotation?
Yes, sir. It will be possible.
Yes. One thing another you need to understand, in Python you can use for strings single quotation and double quotation also.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes we put double quotation, single quotation inside double quotation, or double quotation inside single quotation, just to understand the code better. Okay, so that means if we type like this, if we type like something like this, if we type something like this and like this, it will be tough to understand. So what people do is, we type like this. Okay, if sometimes it is required, like something is written here, something is written here, and something in between is written here, like written here is 1. If we want to do something like this, it is usually used with this command. It's a futuristic thing, but I am telling you before anyone can try this. So to understand the code better, we use this, but until finally using double quotes or single quotes, it will be a string. Now there will be no error. It will tell us that it is a str type of variable.
Okay. So this two we have discussed. Boolean we have already discussed. So let's not go into the details of it now. Since we have already started the discussion of list and tuples already, and we have reached till here already. So again, my question is, what is this? A is equal to 1, 2, 2, 3. What is this? अब करके देख लो. What will it be? Somewhere saying least, somewhere saying sets. I'm waiting for an answer from you guys. Array, set, least, tuple. नया नाम आया, tuple. Set. You guys have checked it, okay? Set, okay. So is set and dictionary same thing? Do you know what dictionary is? Yeah, that's the literal meaning of dictionary, collection of words. Okay, let's come to back to the presentation. I will only share one topic now, any one type. Let's please. We have already. I will just share one thing right now, one slide only. You guys should do some research on it. Okay, like right now, I will not go on spoon feeding. Okay, that way I will keep on understanding that how much you are willing to learn also. So we have actually done this Python. Sorry, we have done this integer, strings, boolean, boolean type, none type also. None type is nothing but is passing a none variable. Okay, so let's leave that. So Python supports these type of variable. I am sharing just 3 screens and some of the tasks that you have to do on your own. Okay. So what we did is variable 1 is equal to 1, variable 2 is equal to 2. These all are of int type. It could be of int type, signed integer. It could be of long type, float type, and complex type also. Since we are not going into some complex mathematics, so we will skip this long and complex type. We will be focusing on integer and float type. So we have already done that. This integer and floating type we have already discussed. It could be of any kind of things. Just see these examples. It will be there in the video that we upload. We are not discussing this long type actually. So just remember that these things we need to understand that these are complex mathematics. Although if you want to be a data scientist or a machine learning engineer, finally you have to understand these things also and understand this. These are mathematical terms, and Python deals with the mathematics very easily. Okay, so we will not be discussing any long and complex types. We will dealing with int and the float types only. So int and float types, let's see the examples which I have already prepared. Although we have discussed a lot, we have already done some things already. Let's just go with the video first once. So what will be x values? It will be 5, and the type will be integer. Okay. We can do multiplications operations, we can do addition operations, we can do subtraction operations, we can do division operations. What we can't do is, can someone tell me in variables, and what will be the output and other things? Like we do x plus y, it gives us we can do variable addition also. What we can't do as a variable addition or subtraction? Can anyone tell me? Sir, does none refer to void? Yes, it refers to void. You can call that. Divided by 0. That's a mathematics thing. I'm asking about the Python, what it can't do. War concat, yes, war concat. Explain, Aziz.
सर वेरिएबल को कॉन्केट नहीं कर सकते, जैसे मतलब एक्स वाई तो 50, अगर एक्स की वैल्यू 5 है और वाई की वैल्यू 0 है तो 50 अपन एक्स वाई नहीं लिख सकते।
क्या क्या?
सर जैसे आपने प्रिंट एक्स इंटू वाई किया है वो 50 आया, हम एक्स वाई नहीं कर सकते ना?
कर सकते हैं ना, रिवर्स भी कर सकते हैं। You are saying that we are writing print x into y. Why not y into x? You are saying this
एक्स वाई,
x y directly we should write.
यस।
Try on your computer. You have one, na? Try
Yes.
that and write in the chat the output. What happened, Aziz?
नेम एरर नहीं सर,
Name
एक्चुअली
error
आई एम
hai?
सेइंग वी कैन नॉट कॉन्केट वेरिएबल्स।
No, we cannot concate the variables. We can do it in a certain way. There are certain commands for that, but it's not suggested as because see, there are certain good programming rules that you should follow. Certain times, if you will miss this kind of things now, later on in the debugging of the code, means when you will be writing hundreds and thousands of lines of code, then it will be very tough for you to debug. It will be very tough for you to debug. You will even not understand your own code. So everyone can see on the screen, we are just defining the integer type, we are defining the type of the floating type and others here on the screen. Like for z it will come a floating type. So I'm just explaining the code here. I have already written that up. Now int float to vice versa, we have already done that. Okay, so this is a floating type always. Now we are converting that into int type, we can do that, and from int it can be converted into the floating type. This is also what we have done already, so let's keep these things. Okay, next comes the string variable. Let's talk about string variables. I've just created and prepared this with all some बहुत मेहनत लगी है, तो that's why I'm showing you guys. Bear with me. So as we already have addressed this problem, if we doesn't mention a variable inside a inverted commas, then it will not be a string variable. It will create an error for us. Okay, understand that whenever there is an error, I will explain you. Actually, let's skip this. Skip this. Let's understand one thing. Let's remove this. Okay, let's remove this. What does it say? To understand how important the debugging part is, we should understand it from day one actually. So what is right now happening is when we are writing this thing, okay, we are writing this thing. What it is saying that IPython input 28 something something in module, okay, in certain module. What modules? In Python modules. Okay, it is creating a name error. Where the name error is, name error, name hello is not defined. It is pointing out in the very first line. So Python is so specific, it will point out where your program got stopped. So what it is thinking that hello is not defined, means it is considering that if somewhere above, if we have created hello as a variable, if we have created hello as a variable, like right now here, if I will write hello equal to hello, and then I will do this. It will print out hello. So it is considering Python automatically before this. Okay, before this it is okay, we have done that already, so it will create not it has already stored the value. Until as we change the value of hello, it doesn't change. So let's just, so let's see it. So it is understanding that hello could be a variable somewhere defined above this line of code. So it is trying to ask you that hello is not defined, from where the hello came. So either we define this hello above, or we mention it as a string. So that's how you debug your code. You understand your code. Sometimes the code, whatever the error will come, just copy it, Control C, and paste it into the Google, and it will give you the perfect answer. That's the best way to learn. Learning means I will keep on teaching you and telling you this all small details. It will not solve your problem. Okay. I think this is what the next lesson is. Yes, this is what we were doing. We were discussing this floating type rather than going through the presentation. Let's go with this. So we have printed hello, printed out the output and other things here. It has printed out. We have printed out the type of it for the world also, the same printed type. Now. Tell me, what will happen if we will add A plus B? Someone is answering. If what will happen if we will type print A plus B here already, if we will type print A plus B, just give me the exact output immediately. B ID is not defined. I defined the B is world. Yes. The answer is exactly that Abhinav has given, hello world. The answer will be hello world. Now, if we want to add a space to it, what we will do? We will do this. We could have even done this, that instead of B, we could have directly passed this parameter. Okay. We could have passed this directly parameter. Now, let's see this codes. You can see these codes. Print A is equal to 0 is H. Print A 0 to 0 colon 4 is HELO. Print just two of these. Just see two of this. Why is it happening? What we will call this? These two lines, 23 and 24. Answer me. Why print A is equal to 0? Means A we have already defined as hello. Okay, so it remains as hello. Why print A square bracket 0 is H? H is the 0 place in hello. Why is it 0? 0th value of string. Why is it? Why? Index value. Why? It is okay. H is at index 0. No idea. Get idea. Array. Is it a array? But we have seen this. This is a str type of variable. It's not an array. Compiler considered it as an array. Index 0 starts from, yeah, index 0 starts from 0, but why is it considering the indexes? It's a string, so it is string, so it is an array. Exactly. Brajpal Panwar, exactly, because of the square brackets. Because of the square brackets, it is considering not it as an array. It is considering it as array. It is considering to be specific it as a list, and it is printing out the 0th value of that string. Okay, so this is what is actually going on. Understood? So that's why if we are writing 0 colon 4, so it is printing out 0, 1, 2, and 3, not 4th. Understand this? Not 4th. We will understand this in least. Actually, we will understand it in whole details. So let's come back to the presentation for a while. Now what can be done, what can't be done, I have already told you guys. Tell me what can't be done in variables. Actually mistakenly I shown it on your screen. There's certain rules, set of rules. What are those set of rules that can't be done using this int variables and string variables? No one? Means it is said that Python doesn't have rules, but there are very small rules that you have to follow, and there are reasons behind that. We will not go into the reasons. You can search on it own, but there are certain small rules that we have to follow. I will move. Can we use duplicate alphabets? Where you want to use duplicate alphabets? In strings? Yes. Why don't see? Rather than asking, try that once. If it creates an error, then ask. Okay, it will be better for you. You can try that out. Yes, we can create duplicate alphabets also. We can write world. There is no issue inside, but it should be inside the inverted commas. We can write b is equal to world also and c is equal to world also. It will mean that b is equal to c. We can actually define that way the variables. B is equal to C is equal to inverted commas world or hello. We can define that. So my question, you understood this? If strings are different, if the values are different, how can they be duplicate? A is equal to 2, B is equal to 3. If is A is equal to B? If A is equal to hello, B is equal to world, is A and B the same? Oh my God. This is not a limitation. Yes, Anjali. Tell us. You raised your hand. This is not no Python program will, no other program will also say that A is equal to hello and B is equal to world and both are same things. Mathematics always prevail. Hai? Every place mathematics. Mohit, yes, tell me. Limitations I'm talking about while defining the variables or any kind of things. इतनी देर में गूगल हो जाना चाहिए था. In variable naming, yeah, very good Google. Tell me sanskar Negi. Sir, explain in example why Python choose any variable by itself. When Python choose any variable by itself, you want Python to choose variable for you. No, sir, it also happens in C++. Currently, I'm not teaching C++. Okay, I will explain first the variable limitation, then I will come back to you, Aditya. Okay. This is what the limitations are. What are the types of valid names that you can use to define a variable? Okay. Like you can start from a numerical number. You cannot have a space in between. Like new space data is not valid. New underscore data is valid. Like it cannot have any strophious thing. It cannot have a hyphen. It cannot have a symbol like dollar in it. Okay, and but it could start with a underscore. It could take underscore in between. So these is all that is valid, and on the right side are all those that are not valid. If you guys want to write it down, you can write it down, or I will show you. Yeah. Variable name not starting from numerical value. Abhishek Mandloi, very good Google. Very good, Abhishek. Great. It cannot start from name. Other 4 also I have mentioned. That's correct. I hope you guys have written it down. Otherwise, it will be in the recording, so I will not waste the time of your or my also on it. Okay. So let's move to the next slide. Boolean type we have already discussed. Last thing, let's read out some things. Okay, is Python operators? I don't think so will be over today because there are lots of operations in it. Basically, there are these kind of operators. I think we should skip this today. I don't think so. We will have much time now. So I think we will continue this Python operators onwards. So what we have learned today, let's revise that. It will be better. Okay. We understood this built-in commands. Anyone have any questions? So I will put it here. Yes, sir. Done. Yes, ma'am. So built-in commands we have discussed. What built-in commands we discussed? We discussed these in the red. We discussed. I specifically asked you to remember this format command, this len command. I will be sharing the notes with you, so not an issue. This input command, this help command. These four are very important, and obviously float, int, integer, str, round, bool. Type command, again this type command, format command, help command, input command, len command, print command, these all will come very handy for you every now and there. Not format command that much, dot format it is not that much common, but it will be used. Okay, so I'm just summing up whatever we learned today, and these are some other that we have already mentioned. You can just Google it and you will get the syntax of it, and you can try that on your own. Please try that on your own. You will write max in between 2 and 20, it will give out 20. Okay, and min 2 and 20, it will give out 2. Okay, so we have discussed this already. Python advantages we have discussed, that what variables definition is not an issue. You can define it anyway, but in the end we understood 5 limitations of variables, that what could be the names of the variable. It couldn't start with a number, it couldn't have a dollar sign in it, it couldn't have a white space in it. So these are all the set of 5 rules that we need to follow while defining any variables. Okay, then we actually have discussed this. We have started discussing this Python integer, float types, string types, Boolean and none type, that is void. And we will skip this list dictionary under data types, where we have a lot of battle that it is a list or it is a set. And you all actually use the Jupyter notebook to find out it as a set. But I will prove you that it is something different tomorrow. But then we discuss these types, and we already privatized that we will learn about int type and the float type, not the long and the complex type, because it will include a lot of mathematical operations and complex operations, and that is not required in this beginners program. Then we move toward this int type and float type. We discussed this vice versa in the videos and in the programs itself. Then we talked about the string type. We talked about the type of the string. We talked about adding two strings. Can we subtract two strings? Can we? Yes, Mohit, I will explain it once again. Can we subtract two strings? Anyone? No. Why can't we? In integers we were able to do it, and we see that a square bracket 0 was h. So what will happen if we will do a square bracket 0 and b minus b square bracket 0? What will happen? Why I am saying these things now? You should try this at home. Let the error come and let's read that error. There is no better way to learn than getting the error and learning from it. Okay, no teacher can spoon feed you each and everything. Even if I spoon feed you everything now, you won't learn until you learn on your own. This is the basic principle. I never went to a Python or a machine learning or a coaching classes or something. I always preferred Coursera courses. I always preferred something going on to YouTube videos and learning the Python by its library, reading a lot. The special thing with today's generation is they doesn't like to read, they like to see the videos. So that's an issue. So you have to get through it. You have to learn by that way. Just do that. A bracket 0, first define those a and b variable and try that. What error it comes, let's see, let's check it out. Okay, is it possible or not? If that error comes, what error it comes, and read it on Google that what error it came. tell me, sir, you don't know. I will tell you what is happening actually. That's the way you should learn. Okay. So next, we understood this data types and other things. So till now we have understood that integer, str types, and then Boolean and none type we have learned. We have learned about the limitations of defining the variable. There are only 5 set of rules for that, and we need to remember that. Basically, write a simple name. Okay. And we talked about the Boolean type also. I think we missed this video, but this is very simple actually. Okay. And then we move towards the Python operators. We will do the Python operators in details tomorrow. Hopefully we will move towards least tuples and others also, means dictionary and sets, those 4 types. There are 4 types of it. So these 4 are also very important. Then we will move towards conditional statement. We will move towards the loops, that is for loop and while loop, the if else and elif statement, how are they put in. Then we will have something kind of an assignment. Okay, assignment for you guys. I will try to frame out an assignment. कोई बहुत अच्छा पढ़ने वाला होगा जो फ्रंट बेंचर, वो मेरे को याद दिला दे कि कोई असाइनमेंट देना है. ठीक है. Probably in this arithmetic operators I will give you an assignment, but that will be very simple. So after those for loop and while loop and conditional operations, we will do something. Okay, we will have some fun thing too. Okay. So that's it for today. Recordings, hopefully today, today's video and yesterday's video will be there. I will share these notes into these files. I will share you. These file I will share you in the group. Just download it and put it in your computer at some certain place. You might have made a folder for it, or if you haven't, make a folder for that. Okay. So that's it. Bye bye. Any questions? Any questions? Okay, Mohit had. Hey, wait a second. Sir, unsupported operand types for subtraction of a string. Mohit wanted to understand this dot format. Mohit, hold on. I will tell you dot format. Where was that format? Yeah, Mohit, this is what it is. We have understood what variable is. A is a variable whose value is 2. B is a variable whose value is 3. We have defined it here. Now we know what variable is. A is a integer type of variable. B is a integer type of variable. Our whole aim was to print out this A is equal to this. A is equal to 2, whatever is highlighted here. A is equal to 2 and B is equal to 3. But rather than typing it directly here in the print screen, what we wanted it to be put in from a variable. Because right now also you can see A is equal to 2 written directly. A could have been B divided by C, and B and C could have been from some other place, and this could have been C into B or C into E, something like that. So these all can have been, these all B and C would have been done there from somewhere else. C and E would have been done from somewhere else, and from there the value is introduced, and we wanted to do that. So we cannot do this hard coding. We cannot put the directly values. So what we did is we written A is equal to curly bracket 0 and B is equal to curly bracket 1 and dot format A is comma B. Now 0 means A, 1 will means B. Okay, if there is another variable and comma C is there, then the 2 will be that C. Okay, just indexing it. We will understand that it's better in list and dictionaries. That's why you might not be understanding it better. So what will happen is this A value will, whenever we will print this, A value will be fetched in the 0th position. So A will become 2. A is equal to 2 will be printed, and the 1 position from B, 1 will be fetched and will be printed here. So the entire statement will come A is equal to 2 and B is equal to 3. As you can see, both are the same things. I hope you have understood. Even not from the list, we will understand it better. No. Let him understand what's the issue. Okay, sir, got it. Okay, guys. So any other, if you guys have any other questions, I'm getting late for a meeting again. So let's Raditya, yes, tell me what you raise your hand again.
Sir, explain an example when any user can choose their own variables, like not A equals to 2 or B equals to 3.
Yes, let's do that tomorrow. Just make me remember that you want that this input variable should be used, right? This
Yes,
thing
sir,
should be.
I just want. Yes, sir. When user can enter a number and recognize the program, when
Then recognize the,
sir mean I want to say when user select a number
yeah.
and yes, sir, and a program recognize itself and show the output.
So what it is happening right now here, A is an input variable. We have entered one
Yes, sir.
A. Yeah, and
Yes, sir.
printing
Yes,
out
sir.
a,
It's something like that. Yeah, yeah.
you want some bigger code for to show this.
Yes, sir. Yes. Sir.
We will reach there, dude. Don't worry, we will reach there. Why are you getting impatient? Let the loops come, let the conditional statement come. There we will learn a lot. There is a hell lot of Python left out here. There's,
Okay, sir.
don't worry, we will do this. We will enter here Google is Google search result, and our browser will open up and automatically will go to that place also. We can do that, but don't worry, we will reach there eventually somehow. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay. If you even if you have questions, put it in the WhatsApp group and WhatsApp group, or just ask tomorrow. So we will start from tomorrow. Bye bye everyone.